Right, thanks very much. We're at the press conference to officially launch the Sunday the 15th of March Clapham Grand, the latest extravaganza. There are, I'm reliably told, just a few tickets left. And when these guys say just a few tickets, they mean just a few tickets. So if you know someone that's boxing, make sure you get on their list for tickets. Otherwise, you'll be stuffed. There's a couple of things I've got to mention. There's some vintage Mike Tyson T-shirts over there. And out in the hallway as you came in, you probably fell over that giant machine. That's a punch machine. You can hit that. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, something like 11 world heavyweight champions have actually used that machine in the past. So you're kind of rubbing shoulders with greatness. Right, we're going to start. I'm going to start with Georgie Clark at the end. George, first thing I've got to ask you is, do you have a nickname?
Goose.
Goose?
Yeah.
Wow. Is it me, or is that just fucking Harry Potter? No, there's nothing wrong with that. Why don't you call yourself Harry Potter? It's the most popular series of books. For God's sake. Goose is a good nickname. But if you come out to Harry Potter music in a Harry Potter hat with a cane, place is going to go mad. George, I'm telling you, you won't have to fight, son. I'm telling you the truth, and I'm not taking a mickey. It's a great look. And you're pulling it off, and I'm delighted, and I'm telling you, switch your nickname. Am I right? Hands up if I'm right. Damn right I'm right. See, they love you. There's a lot of love in the room. Well, first of all, George, how many bouts have you had?
None.
This is going to be your first one?
First one.
Get in. What made you decide to take up boxing, George?
So worked in a gym.
Like a fitness?
Yeah, PT. One of the clients mentioned Darren, the coach, and I just went down, had a little try, and then kept going.
Were you a boxing fan before, George?
No, actually.
Really?
So you never really crossed paths with it at all.
Wow.
There's a lot of football and basketball, and then.
And how long since you started? And Quidditch, obviously. How long since you started? When was that? 6 months ago? 6 weeks ago?
About August last year, so not long.
And let me ask you this, George. Has it felt different? Do you feel different? Has it given you something? Has it given you a little bit of an extra lift?
Yeah,
because I'm looking at you. I don't think you didn't lose 3 or 4 stone, did you?
No.
So whereas a lot of people, they've lost 3 or 4 stone, or they're coming off of bad relationships or bad things. But has it helped you?
Yeah, a lot. It's a lot harder than you expected, sort of things. I've done other sports before, and then I've done this, and I was like, Jesus. And what about on the night when you box? It's going to be your first bout. And it's something that anybody in this room that's boxed either as an amateur or professional will understand. When you're in a gym, you're with all your mates. Everyone's mentioning Darren, and you're all together, and you've got all those Hurricane T-shirts on, and that's brilliant. It's fantastic. On the night, it's just you in the changing room. At some point, it'll be you. Then when you're walking out, it'll just be you. When you get in the ring, it'll just be you, 500 or 600 people. What do you think that's going to be like, George? To be honest, hopefully I could just hold my nerves. Never done single sports realistically. It's all been team sports, so I can just be like, yeah, he didn't play well enough. But
yeah.
Now it's...
There's no one to blame.
Yeah, no one's to blame. All me now.
Oh, listen. Come on. Is that brilliant? Oh, I just love that, I do. Right, Jay. It's your debut as well, isn't it? So, Jay, what made you walk in either off a bus or a tube or a train and decide, you know what, I'll take up boxing?
My nephew basically gave me a push. He's been pro now. He's on his 6th fight himself. He said to me, well, basically someone pulled out. He said, why don't you give it a go? So he said, I'll bring you down Aylesfield, which he's done. So for the last 5 weeks, obviously I've been down there training. Going really well. So looking forward to it, to be honest.
Did you play any sport? Were you playing any sports to a decent level? Because you're a solid lump and you're obviously fit. And I mean it nicely.
I weren't to be honest with you. 6 weeks.
Well, you've done a good job in 6 weeks, Jay.
Oh, I think so. But we'll see, wouldn't we? I suppose on fight night.
No, you have. I could just tell you. How much have you dropped?
1.5 stone. Wow.
And enjoying it?
I love it, mate, to be honest with you. 15, 20 years ago, I've done bits of kickboxing and stuff, so, I suppose muscle memory and stuff was there, but, yeah, I'm enjoying it.
And how do you think you're going to deal with those nerves on that night? Because it was a long time ago, 15 years ago, so how do you think you'll deal on the night with the nerves?
I suppose it's something you've got to visualise, isn't it, really? Just visualise it, keep yourself calm. I'm actually nervous now, to be honest with you. I never expected all this.
Yeah. It's a big old turnout, this.
I'm just, I suppose, just music, keep yourself calm. Just get ready for it.
I've got to say that this is the second one of these we've done in front of 200, 150 people. And the boxers here, some of them having their first contest, never been around boxing. I mean, you heard George there, it's not even his thing, so he's not a boxing press conference connoisseur. And I'm always stunned and amazed by how good these people are. White-collar boxers are. I mean, I sat on different tables over the years with seasoned pros who are just rubbish. They're just absolute rubbish. These guys, I think, do a fantastic job. I really believe that. I'm a big believer in that. Right, Glen. Thanks for coming down, and I didn't have an N in your name. That's why I called you Token. Sorry. So Glen Tong. Glen, what about you? Is it your first bout? Your second bout?
No, second. I've done one white collar about 4 years ago.
Oh, so you had a break?
Yeah.
And what made you, when you first walked in the gym 4 years ago, what made you walk in then?
Just a charity. It was so.
And was it easier or harder than you expected, Glen?
A lot harder.
But why did you come back then?
Just enjoyed it.
and this time round, you're getting a bit older.
Yep.
You know, you're 4 years removed from it. It's not something you did all the way through your childhood. Has it been harder, this comeback, so to speak?
Yeah, it was to start off with to get the fitness back and that, so just start off to lose weight and stuff and get healthier.
But feel that you're there now?
Not all the way, but getting there.
Yeah, so you're part of the way at least. Cain, you're defending your Cain Samuel, you're defending your middleweight title, yeah? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Did you win the title on the last show, or did you defend it?
I defended it on the last one.
And it's going to be against, is it Craig Harris?
Yeah.
And where's Craig today? Anyone know where Craig is today? He's working. That's convenient, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? No, do you know him?
No, I don't know him. I sparred him a couple of weeks ago, and we spoke.
What, that big communal mad spar thing?
Yeah, and then we spoke afterwards, and then that's about it. I don't really know him though.
Okay. And what do you do in your title fights? Is it 3, 4 or 5 rounds? Is it 3-2s, 4-2s, 5-2s? I can't remember what they do.
I don't know. I knocked him out in the first round. So.
Okay, all right. Well, so you do 1 round really? It's one round. So it's Cain 1 round.
I hope so.
Yeah, she don't get paid for overtime. You know that joke, don't you?
No.
It's not a joke. It's actually the truth. Right, Bridget, down the end. How are you?
Oh yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm absolutely fantastic. 17 years of age, Bridget. She's working with a guy called Peter McDonough, who you may or may not know, but I assure you he's got a brilliant podcast called Journeyman. You're going to be hearing and seeing a lot more of Peter later on. He tapped me up when I came in here earlier on and said, you've got to see this girl. Just 17. You've taken part in just about every form of combat sport so far. Martial arts, different kinds of cage fighting, K1, Muay Thai, different types of wrestling.
Yeah.
You're 17. When did you start doing all of these physical contact sports, combat sports?
Well, my dad started boxing very young, and all his family and all that. ABA won like the Irish Championships. Then afterwards, he went into the bodybuilding and all that. But I was only young, so I seen him watching boxing on the telly. So he was watching like Jack Dempsey, and I was loving like the way he was fighting. So I was like, Dad, can I please do it? And it took me 6 months to persuade him. And he's like, no. And I was like, please. So at the end, he was like, look, do you sure you want to do this? I was on like 5 or 6, and I said, yeah, Dad, I really do. So he's like, okay, but he was being deadly serious. He said, look, you're going to end up hating me after this now, because my life is nothing but boxing. Do you know what I mean?
So that's what you are now, you're addicted.
I'm addicted to it.
It's your addiction.
It is now, to be honest with you. It's my whole life, and this is what I want to do. I'm only 17 years of age, and I want to go far in life. I want to go travel the world, see the world. I want to collect all the belts. I want to become world champion. I want to make my dad proud, my family proud. I want to be the first one in my family to come like big in it. And that's been my dream since a very, very young girl, to be honest.
It ain't a bad dream, is it, if you don't mind me saying so? Bridget, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Michael OSullivan, you're the Cruiserweight champion. You've got history. You've got a bit of form, if you don't mind me saying so. Last time you were on this table, you and your opponent started to get at it, and he's not here today.
He's there.
Where?
He's over there.
Why is he not here? Listen, am I doing you after? You're not boxing him next time, though, are you? No. Oh, no, he's the last opponent. Yeah, we did that before. It's all sorted out. Michael, you're trouble. All the time. You cause me aggravation. Don't do it. Right, Mike, who are you fighting this time? Do you know?
No.
Lean forward, but just tell them.
No.
You don't know? Are you still having fun with this?
Yeah.
How many have you had now? How many bouts have you had now in this white collar setup?
Only 10.
But you're going to keep on going?
Yeah.
Do you have any goals? I mean, are there guys out there on the circuit that you want to fight? Like guys that you've seen maybe in the gym or you've heard about? Are there people out there?
You know, I just want to fight, man.
Yeah, I got that impression.
It don't matter who, innit, bro?
Just doesn't matter who?
No, so I'm going from weight to weight, so.
You're moving up and down? Is it comfy?
Not really, no.
No, because you're giving away height and giving away reach, giving away weight.
Yeah, it's just the weight, man. It's starving and that, innit?
So, yeah, if you've got to make the weight, you've got to starve. I mean, are you doing it properly, though? I mean, are you watching what you eat and drink? You're doing it properly, or are you just going, I'm going to just not eat anything for a week?
No,
How are you doing?
yeah.
You losing it properly?
It depends how close the fight is, innit? So.
Okay. So what can you comfortably get down to, and what's uncomfortable weight-wise for you? Can you do 14 comfy?
I can go up comfortably.
Yeah, I knew you. Anyone can go up comfortably, don't mind me saying so. Trust me, I'm a fucking expert at it.
It's a cruiserweight's all right, innit? Because it's a good little window.
14-4, whatever. Is that? Because it's, if you don't, I mean, especially you look like that classic. We have it in the pro game. Guys that are really, that's why cruiserweight's gone up from 13-10, 13-12, 14 over the last 25 years. It's moved up 7 or 8 pounds because that's a real odd weight because you're not a big enough heavyweight, but you're too big to make light heavy because it's miles away. So that 14-4. So but you'd basically, without giving too much away, you'd be happy at 14-10.
Yeah, I'll be, yeah.
If the 14-10 was the cruiserweight limit.
But I'm short anyway. So.
Yeah, okay. Shit. So, Mike, will we see fireworks when you get in the ring?
Yeah.
We will. It's as simple as that. He's a man of very few words. Glen, Bridget, Jay, Michael, Cain and George. Let's hear it for them, please. I'm joined by the Iron Lady, Bridget herself. Bridget, what people don't seem to understand here, they can't get their head around here, is you're still only 17, you've done mixed martial arts, different cage fighting, you've done Muay Thai, you've done wrestling, you've done K1. What, do you have any other life?
To be honest with you, fighting's just my life. That is basically it. Otherwise, I do college, but to be honest with you, other than that, fighting's just me. That is my life. I wake up in the morning, boom, everything's be about fighting. During the day, I'll be talking about fighting. Nothing in my life is, nothing else is just fighting.
Now, you've done all of those things, and you're going to have a white-collar fight here, at the Clapham Grand, but would you like to actually progress and become a full, proper British Boxing Board of Control licence holder, female boxer?
Of course, I definitely do, to be honest. This is why I got into sports in the first place, the fighting-wise. I want to go full-time, and I really do want to go far in life. But to be honest with you, I don't want to be the next Katie Taylor. I want to be Bridget Boyle, the biggest one going. I want to take over the world. I want to show women boxing that I'm only 17 years of age, but I would take everything away from everyone. I would try my best, and that's what I want to do, to be honest. I want to be the best in the world, and I just want to take everything, and I want to make everyone proud, and I want to show people that no matter what you do, where you are, life will get hard, but if you want to dedicate your life to something, go for it. No matter what, if it's football, golf, makeup, or what, like me, be boxing, go for it. Just keep going, and you eventually get there in the end.
The Iron Lady, Bridget Irene Boyle, telling us exactly how it is. Bridget, thanks so much for your time. I'm joined by Cain Samuel, middleweight champ, defending your belt at the Clapham Grand.
Yep.
And how many have you had now, Cain, on this circuit?
This will be my third fight. So I had my first fight for them 5 months into starting boxing, and then done another one 4 months after, and then I just had a long break.
What made you walk into boxing in the first place? I mean, had you boxed as a teenager, or did you just decide whenever it was 2 years ago when you were whatever to, you know what, I fancy that boxing, it might sort me out?
I'd never boxed before. I was always doing football, and I finished football with my friends one day, and we walked past the gym, and they said, let's see what it's like in there. I went in there, spoke to my coach, and then he just told me to come back the next day, and then I went back, and then 5 months later I was fighting.
Now, were you a boxing fan, though, Cain? So on a Saturday night, did you get together with the boys and watch fights?
Yeah, no, I'd always been a boxing fan. My dad always watched it, so every Saturday night I'd be like sitting down with my dad watching it. So I'd always watched it, but never actually took part because I was always playing football.
So where do you go from here? What are you thinking? Get 10 defences, 5 defences, 2 more fights and move away from the sport? What do you do? Because I'm always intrigued to what motivates you guys on this circuit.
I'll just see how this fight goes, really. I bet because I wanted to get tested this time around, and I know he's a good boxer, so I want to see how this one goes, and maybe after this one I might just try and move on to a different level, maybe amateur. I'll just see, man. I'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, that's really honest. Cain, thanks so much for your time. Top boy, Cain. I'm joined now by Jay Highland. Jay, it's going to be your debut. So that means you've never been through that rigmarole of everybody leaving you in the change room. You can hear the noise, you can hear the people. People are coming in with bloody noses and cut lips. And all your mates are out there drinking. What's going to be going through your head, Jay?
Honestly, I'm just going to keep myself calm. You know, growing up on the street, I've had many punch-ups, to be honest with you. So just keep calm, listen to music, keep my focus, and just see where it goes, Steve.
Will you do visualisation like a lot of fighters do? Like they do a thing where they visualise, I mean, all the way up to the first bell?
No, I will, yeah, because a lot of stuff I've watched or seen, it says it's very important to do so. So I'm just focusing on that, to be honest with you, Steve.
And is part of you looking forward to it and part of you dreading it?
Honestly, I'm looking forward to it. It's a test. It's been many, many years now since I've tested myself, so I've always been told it's important to test yourself every now and then, so I'm looking forward to the challenge.
When you found boxing, whenever it was, last year, 6 months ago, a year ago, did you need something in your life?
I did, yeah, I did.
Boxing was it?
It's helped me. It's not the only thing. I turned vegan 4 months ago, and ever since then, to be honest.
How's that been, combo?
Honestly, it's been great. I had a lot of problems with my belly and stuff, and ever since I've turned vegan, it's sorted it all out. It's made me more focused, physically, mentally. So ever since then, it's just gone from height to height to height, and I'm here now at the minute, ready.
Testimony to a new Jay, a vegan Jay, boxing, having his debut, focused, thinking. Hey, listen, I'm nearly there. I'm not completely there, but I'm getting closer and closer. I'm getting closer and closer. I'm loving it as well.
I would push anyone to do it, to be honest with you. It's helped me in so many different ways, Steve, like I said. So I would say good luck and go for it, mate.
Go for it, plant power. I'm joined by a man whose nickname is the Goose. But that might change. George, how are you? It's your debut, isn't it? Do you think you're going to be nervous? Do you think you're going to be excited? What do you think it's going to be like in the final minutes and hours before you have to leave that changing room, make your way up the stairs, come through, walk down? What do you think it's going to be like, George?
Probably what you just said, quite nervous but excited because it's a big event. So hopefully I'll take it all in and enjoy it and not just panic. And then I'm hoping I'll enjoy it and not just it'll be a blur. I'm hoping that I'll be able to take some things in, actually enjoy it, and yeah, just try my best.
Will you try and use some techniques to calm yourself down? Maybe some, just some relaxing techniques and also some visualization, just working it out so that it doesn't all seem so new. So you can try and trick yourself. Will you try and do a bit of that, George?
I don't know actually any meditation tricks. I've never tried any before, sort of thing. But I might actually have to look into it now you mentioned it.
Why not?
Obviously, like loads of people say, even professionals going into their fights, they're sick in the toilets and stuff. So I think maybe that's something I'll have to look into and definitely take into account on the day.
Now, when you came up on the top table, 1 or 2 people said I was out of order, 1 or 2 people laughed. I said, why don't you use as a nickname Harry Potter? Now, because in all fairness, you've got a brilliant Harry Potter look. You think, listen, the goose ain't bad, don't get me wrong, Georgie, but walking out of Harry Potter with a cape on, with a wand in your hand, with a bit of music, place is going to go mad.
It would go mad. You've got it there. To be honest, I didn't think of it. The reason I thought of Goose was me work. We have some things called tribes, and that's separate clients I take on, and it's got to be an animal starting with the same letter as my name. And I was like, I'm not airy enough to be a gorilla, and I'm not tall enough to be a giraffe, so I went with Goose. Goose.
Okay. Well, Goose ain't bad.
It ain't bad.
But I'm thinking of HP.
Yeah, okay.
We're still calling. Oh, no, we're not. People, cheeky people shouting Harry. He's still Georgie at the moment. the Goose. He might very well be Harry on the night. George, thanks for your time. Joined now by Glen. Glen, you've had the one, but it was a while ago, so this is like a comeback. Has it been harder?
It's all hard, isn't it, really? So, but yeah, as I'm getting older, it's a bit harder to get fitter, but no, I'm enjoying it.
You're still enjoying this?
Yeah, enjoying it.
Glen, what do you do for a living?
Work for Clancy Dockworth, so basically fixing water leaks and so digging holes all day, basically.
So hard work and then in the gym?
Yeah, pretty much. Outside in the rain all day and then in the gym.
And what about family? What has your family thought as you decided, having had one bout 4 years ago, to have another bout now?
The missus and the mum hate it, but the kids love it. So does my brother. So got 5 kids, so they think it's great. But
What age are the kids?
go from 4 to 18. So
And the eldest love it?
yeah, the oldest one, she loves it. She said she's going to come along, so they think it's great.
But your wife and your mum not so keen?
No, not really. They hate it.
Glen, thanks for your time. Top boy. Joined by Big Michael, not as big as he has been. He was telling me about that earlier on. Michael, you're back defending your cruiserweight belt, but you're kind of stuck between 2 weights at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Because you'd never be a big heavyweight, would you? But you'd never be a small cruiserweight.
Yeah, I know, yeah. And the light heavyweight as well. It's a bit too small, isn't it?
That would be too much of a struggle.
Yeah.
You'd need, in my opinion, you could probably do it because your dimensions mean you could do it, but you'd need probably 6 months of a professional nutritionist, and you'd need to not have to ever go to work. You'd need just to train 4 times a day, and that's a bit of a nuisance sometimes. You've got a job.
No, it's not even that. It's more that I'll get down to the weight, yeah, but then I'd have to wait a long time for another fight. So I just get lazy with it, do you know what I mean?
Still enjoying the game?
Yeah, of course, yeah. We get arrested for this out in the street, you know what I mean? That's like, fuck, man. You know what I mean? No, that's what it is, isn't it? So,
And also, what's happening with you is you got this reputation. I mean, people know you, people talk about you, and I find that quite entertaining because you do just go in and have a fight, don't you?
yeah, I didn't even know that, to be honest with you, man. So yeah.
No, people on the white collar circuit know about you because someone was asking me, and I went, "Yeah, I know him," and they said, "Yeah, no, he's a bit dangerous." I said, "He is a bit dangerous because he just likes to have a fight and he's game."
It's the hurt game, innit? That's what it is, man. That's what it's about.
And how many times do you train? Because just to get this into context, you always laughing and joking when you're doing stuff with me, but you do train really hard.
Yeah. I train hard, man. I'm not trying to lose, man. I don't ever want to lose, to be honest with you. It has to be just winning. But I've always got my kids on my mind when I'm training as well. Do you know what I mean? So
How many kids you got, Mike?
4.
So they're literally in your head when you walk in the gym, when you walk to a fight, they're in your head.
Yeah. Always. I don't want to ever see them having to say, "Yeah, my daddy lost." You know what I mean? Like I give up the belt just to make them not say that. Do you know what I mean? So fuck it.
Mike, thanks as ever.